Finding the right web designer can feel a bit daunting, right? But I want to start by saying that with the range of websites and technologies out there, no one web designer, developer, or design agency can do it all. But here's a bit of non-technical advice about choosing a web designer. Recommendations are always useful, of course, but you'll still need to find the right designer for your needs. In any case, the first thing you'll need to do is to talk to somebody. A simple chat will be a good step forward to take in finding a web designer who you can relate to and who is prepared to take an interest in you, your business, and your objectives. I will say, though, that many people who call to ask about having a website built, or maybe those who already have a website but want me to take it over, many of them begin the conversation by saying, look, I know nothing about computers or anything technical, so you'll have to bear with me. Now, if you feel like that too, don't worry, it's perfectly normal. You just need to talk. And if you feel that you can build a rapport with a designer and establish a level of trust that you're comfortable with, great, keep talking. However, if you begin to feel a bit lost or overwhelmed by the conversation, ask if they can explain things to you more simply and in layman's terms. And if you then get the sense that they're being a bit patronizing or trying to sell you things which they can't justify and that you still don't understand, just move on. Assuming that the initial feelings are good, maybe you can send over some information, photos, ideas, perhaps examples of websites, styles or layouts that you like, and you'll reach a point where you'll feel comfortable enough to ask for a quote. But be prepared, that conversation might also lead to talking about managing and marketing your website. That's normal, and usually it's quite necessary. You'll definitely want potential customers to find you in the search engines, and having a website with no support could leave your website feeling a bit sad, isolated and lonely, which is likely to be the case if you're determined to use the cheapest web designer you can find. Now, what about updates? Your website will need to be updated from time to time, no question. So discuss the options and frequencies of the updates, what kind of updates they might be, costs, and whether you would prefer an option where you can actually do the updates yourself. Many people choose WordPress for this reason, although there was quite a discussion on Twitter recently which revealed that a significant number of people who chose to have a WordPress website so they could do their own updates didn't actually do them. Instead, they asked the web designer to do the updates for them. So you might want to consider how involved in the management of your website you actually want to be. Another point worth noting is this. Many web designers these days know nothing about code. Now, WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, and other no-code tools have made it possible for people with no experience in building websites to give it a go. And in a lot of cases, they have managed to build themselves a simple website and then started offering their services to other people, usually quite cheaply. But just be aware that if something goes wrong, and it does happen, you might need someone with some experience in web code, such as HTML, CSS, PHP, and JavaScript, to fix your website. I often liken this to a car dealer who might sell you a car in good faith, but when you come back to them with a problem, you could be left with the need to go and find yourself a mechanic, and then you have to pay their bill. So please bear this in mind and ask your web designer about what experience they have, not just in building websites, but in other essential areas too. Graphic design and image optimization are important areas, and many websites are let down by this, not just visually, but in terms of speed and also on mobiles. Also ask the web designer about search engine optimization, which is also known as SEO. Now, whilst you might think that Google will automatically find your website and then display it when somebody searches for a business like yours in their area, it's rarely that simple. And you might even find some web designers playing down the efforts needed simply by telling you that there's not much to SEO and therefore you don't need to worry about it. Let's put it this way. Some companies have teams of staff dedicated to SEO, and those teams might also include specialists in web traffic analytics and in paid search. Now, whilst your business might not require that level of commitment to driving traffic to your website, the point I'm making here is that a website on its own might not be sufficient, and you're likely to need the services, even for just a couple of hours a month, to handle SEO and any other digital marketing activities. So again, ask your web designer about SEO and the levels of support they offer. Now, all things are possible, but not everything is possible with a limited budget, but neither do you need everything. So with all of the ideas and suggestions which are likely to be flying around, think about what will benefit your business, and especially whether those ideas and features are likely to help your potential customers become actual customers. I hope that helps. And if you want to talk to myself at Targa about web design, SEO, or any other web stuff, I'll be happy to hear from you.